Hey College and Career Success, this is your video for your week 7 assignments. So as you can see from this snapshot here, we have a discussion post again this week. I know we took a week off from that. So as normal, you are going to post your original response by Wednesday for week 7 attendance and responded to classmates by Sunday. And then you have a chapter 5 assignment and a chapter 5 quiz. So if you have not already watched your chapter 5 lecture videos or video, you should go ahead and use that for references. It'll help you understand your assignments better. All right, so in the week 7 assignment folder, we're going to go ahead and talk about your chapter 5 discussion first. Chapter 5 does talk about reading and note-taking, and so the first response that you're going to have for this discussion this week talks about, imagine that you are given a chapter to read in your American history class about the Gettysburg Address. Write down what you already know about this historic document. Okay, so I am not grading you on how much or how little you know about the Gettysburg Address, honestly. It's just part of the process of thinking through prior knowledge, which is one of the things that chapter 5 talks about with, reading, being an active reader and setting the stage and thinking about what you already know and making connections. And so as part of your response, just go ahead and just jot down a few things. If you need to Google, refresh your memory, I'm totally fine with that. Just inside your response, just say, here's what I know about the Gettysburg Address, or here's what I recall. And then what you're going to the meat of it is, how might thinking through this prior knowledge help you better understand the text? How might really reflecting on the prior knowledge you have over a topic help you better understand the topic itself? Okay? So just as a reminder, your post should be about 150 words. Again, if it's a little under, not a big deal, but if it's significantly under, you are seeing a loss in points there. Okay, so make sure you respond to that by Wednesday for week 7 attendance. Again, I'm not grading you on how much you know about the Gettysburg Address. You're just writing down what you can recall. And then what you're reflecting on is, how might thinking through prior knowledge help you understand text? All right, your chapter 5 assignment, again, because chapter 5 dealt with reading, you are going to first read this article. It's called The 7 Deadly Sins of Students. It's going to open up into this PDF document right here. It's not terribly long. We can see, based on the title, 7 Deadly Sins. It's going to walk through the 7, quote unquote sins, but connect it to things that students do in the classroom. So sloth, greed, and so on. And it goes into detail. So again, almost, not even quite 3 full pages. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Read through that article. Then what you're going to actually submit is this chapter 5 assignment, this PDF. It's going to open right here. You're going to be able to type right in it. And so you can print this off or have it back and forth if you don't mind toggling back. You're going to answer these 8 questions. What is the author's thesis? So thesis meaning, if you had to summarize this whole article in one sentence, what is the author trying to say? And where is it located? Is it here in the first sentence? Is it toward the end? Where is the thesis? Or is it implied, meaning you put it into your own words? It's not word for word anywhere. So what is the thesis? What is their tone? Are they speaking in a way that is positive, negative, critical, praising, and how do you know that? How effective is their argument? So the whole argument is that students commit these quote unquote 7 deadly sins. Do you believe that that is a strong argument, a weak argument? Why? What are the author's weaknesses? What are the author's strengths? Do you agree with the author? Why or why not? If you had to come up with a rebuttal, what else would you add? And then what are some of the deadly sins of teachers and professors? Okay, so again, all of this is based on this article here. Whenever you answer and you are ready to turn it in, make sure when you go to download it, you do so with your changes. If not, you're going to upload a blank document to me. Or if it's more comfortable to you to pull up a Word document and type your answers there, that is totally fine as well. So you'll submit that into that Dropbox there by Sunday. And then your chapter 5 quiz, as always, it will open up into a Word document. Something I really want to make sure, I already had it going there, that you are remembering is to respond in complete sentences, 2 to 5 complete sentences, and make sure that you address all parts of the question. So question 1 specifically talks about social media, and do you think you spend less time reading now than when you were younger? What kind of reading do you do? Specifically on social media, does this differ from the kind of reading you're required to do in college? Is social media good or bad for your reading? Question 2 talks about how our personal biases can impact the things that we read and how we kind of view what we're studying, and do you think that's the case for you and how you approach your assignments? Question 3 specifically asks you to go to section 5.2, allowing adequate time for reading, and there are some quotes. So if you go into your week 7 materials, pull up your chapter 5 textbook, 5.2, and adequate time for reading, you can see down here that this whole section has multiple quotes in it. You can see there's one from Thomas Jefferson, Game of Thrones, there's Harry Truman, there is a Mark Twain. I mean, there's several in there. So what you are doing is answering the question, which quote, so select a quote that you want to talk about. Select one of the quotes and explain what you think it means and if you agree or disagree with the speaker. Question 4 wants to know about Cornell notes, outlining, concept mapping. It talks about all different types of notes. Which of those techniques have you tried? Have you tried any of them? Have you tried apps? What method fits your learning preferences? So it's really reflecting on that note-taking component. And then question 5 is kind of another learning style question. When you learn something, do you prefer? And then it gives you a couple options. Read a book or a website, watch a video. Why? Have you always felt that way? Do you think media has changed your reading habits? So again, all focused on, mostly these questions focus on the reading component with a few of the note-taking in there. All right, and then make sure you submit that by Sunday as well. So those are your assignments for this week 7. We are getting close to the halfway point, so don't forget, if you have not already registered and attended your workshop assignment, please make sure you're doing that soon. All right, hope everyone has a great week. Bye.